Ooh wee. Teeth so bright it's like I just used Crest. You and your whole crew look like a downright mess. I'm stressed, but I'm about to chill in a minute. Smoke off with myself and bitch, I'm in it to win it. And you just coming to the start and I'm already crossed the finish. So Cuban leak, I keep my cap straight minish. It's so true. Every fucking day is a Friday. You on that dirt road, I'm on that 12-lane highway. Driver, take it slow, I'm smelling trouble. Booty in the limo like a big brown bubble. Indeed. Well, thank you, Cloud Massacre. What a beautiful set of hearts that is. Look at you. Look what you've done. She was a fast machine. No, we're not gonna start that this morning. I can't deal with AC/DC already. Kind of tobacco am I enjoying today? My Peterson of Dublin's deluxe navy rolls. Oh boy. Good. She was a fast machine. She kept the motor clean. She was the best damn woman that I ever seen. You took me all night long. I just can't do it today, dude. I can't. I can't hang. DMX and Prince Philip both died. I don't think DMX died, did he, or did he? Oh, DMX just died. Fuck, bro. All this bad news that you get as an old person, man, I'm telling you. Oh, sorry, I didn't have it on live chat, so I probably didn't see when you said it. I mean, that's just fucked, man. Prince Philip, I mean, who gives a shit? That motherfucker's been dead for a long time. DMX, though, had a lot more years to go. Where did I leave that he's dead? I didn't read that he's dead. I read last night that somebody said, like, hoaxed that he was dead, and then he was still hanging on. And then somebody came in this morning and said that he's dead. So I don't know. Still banned? What are you even talking about, bro? Everybody can read your shit. You're not banned. You're not important enough to be banned right now. It's the third time I've seen you ban test. Now you're banned. See, now you know the difference. Thanks, Asbestos Fingers. Now you know what it actually looks like to be banned. Bands that make good dance. 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 Bands that make... Yep. Got old green racks that need spending, boy. Zeros keep on stacking, never ending story. Banned. Kale, you said you were pissed off that the fucking Amazon vote failed. I don't know what you expected. I had high hopes, too. High in the sky apple pie hopes, but I kind of knew which way the wind was blowing on this shit. You see, when a unionization movement has absolutely no support outside of itself, doomed to fail. Now, had some political pressure been applied, had maybe Joe Biden made a trip down there to give a fucking speech, or AOC made a trip down there to give a fucking speech to these people and talk to them about how fucking the federal government supports their unionization efforts like they said they did when they were elected. You know, Joe Biden talked all this shit about unions and yeah, Bernie doesn't draw the water that he used to, man. Where are these big guys? Where are these big fucking political names at? You know what I mean? Crickets chirping. Crickets chirping. Can't believe the Amazon propaganda is actually offensive. Or actually effective. Why? Why can't you believe that? My wife worked at an Amazon fulfillment center in Indiana for 3 years. So she is well aware of all of the memes when it comes to pissing in bottles and not having enough time to take pee breaks and shit like that. It's all true. She watched people be worked completely from healthy to falling apart. By the time she left, she was pretty much falling apart. That's just the new way that workers are treated in this country. This is what happens when you have no labor movement in your country. Your labor is abused. It's going to be a town crier stream, I can tell. Everybody up in here is going to come up in here and talk about DMX. I can just tell. I can just tell today. Fucking sucks that DMX is dead. And I got to tell you, man, like, I'm not saying that younger people didn't appreciate DMX or whatever, but I came up when DMX came up. And watching an old, important hip hop voice go like that, it fucking sucks, bro. Like, 2021 has already been shit for old hip hop heads like me. And it just continues to be shit. Damn right he's one of the originals. Yeah, goddamn fucking tootin', he's one of the originals. Yeah, goddamn tootin'. We must protect Snoop, yes. Snoop can't die. Dude, DMX was one of a kind, man. A one of a kind fucking voice. He had everybody in this fucking country bouncing, and I don't care who you are, you bounced to him. DMX changed the game up. He was one of those game-changing type of rappers. Had a fucking instantly recognizable flow and voice. You know, just like all the fucking rappers that we all revere, you know what I mean? They come on a track and you know exactly who it is, one syllable in. That's D. You know, another one bites the dust, another great voice. By the way, if you guys want to hear a blast from the past type of voice that is still making fucking amazing music, go look at R.A. the Rugged Man's remix of Nas X's Montero and tell me that shit isn't fucking 100% Fire Flame, dude. Go look it up. R.A. the Rugged Man's remix of fucking Montero. Oh my God, dude. He goes off for like 3 minutes. He's like, now tell me what's worse. Nas X's satanic sneakers or leaving your kids alone with that Catholic preacher? Whoops. I love R.A. the Rugged Man, dude. Yeah, you gotta go check that shit out. Nas X is gonna be around for a while, dude. He'll be around for a while. No worries on that. Dude is straight up gold right now. If you haven't heard that remix, by the way, Marshall, go check it out. I don't know if you've heard R.A.'s remix of Montero. Old school rapper fucking rips that beat up. Rips that beat up. Awesome. Awesome remix. You got to check it out, Marshall. It was like, made me not want to fucking rap anymore. It made me not want to rap at all. I was just like, man, I was doing that the other day too. I was listening to The Art of Storytelling by Slick Rick, and then I was flipping through my Slick Rick phase, and I got to what was that? What's the name of the song that he did with Outkast? And it just depressed me. I sat here and listened to it, and nodded my head through the whole goddamn fucking song, and then I was like, man, I will never 1 second of my life be as smooth as Slick Rick ever. Like, I could try as hard as I could. I could dedicate my entire life right now to being smooth, and I will die before I ever get within a fucking country mile of Slick Rick. Just depressed me. I was like, fuck. That dude. There's just some rappers that are like that, man. RA's like that. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Trying to claim things I haven't earned, honest man. Slick Rick and Outkast is on this jam. It's pretty nice. It was a little brisk this morning, so I started a fire back there, and that's helping out a ton. Not gonna chill off this porch like it does. It'll probably be fine by around noon here, but by that time I'll be working, so. Oh yeah, KRS-One, another one of those rappers, immediately recognizable. Return of the Mac, return of the Mac, return of the Mac. Don't you know we love you back? Return of the Mac. What times do you normally work? My time, we usually meet at noon, and we work through till about 6 on a 6-day-a-week basis. And that's not including these and the side shit that we do. So we usually start around noon and end up for the day around 6, my time. Return of the Mac. Don't you know we love you back? You moved to Cali. I have a place in Santa Cruz. I do love Santa Cruz. Did not move to Cali, though. You got a cool place in Santa Cruz, bro? Might have to come visit that ass. Might have to come visit that ass. Return of the Mac. Don't you know I love you back? Return of the Mac. Well, I can't look at those, Pranav, without shutting down the, like I have to, the stream will pause and sometimes it crashes and shit when I click on links. So everybody else is free to go and look. You should send me those on Twitter or something so I can take a look. I want to check out that new beach bod you're rocking, dude. That new beach bod. Return of the Mac. You want to join my forest cult? I haven't started it yet. Volcano just erupted in the Caribbean as people were trying to evacuate. Ooh. Paul, is it true? People in the States are paranoid as fuck and stockpiling guns like crazy. That's what I hear from my U.S. friends. Yes. That's been true for a long time, though. That's not new. Americans been stockpiling guns. There are an estimated 3 legal weapons for every human being that lives in America. I want you to do the math on that. For every American citizen, there are 3 legal weapons. There are triple the amount of guns here than there are people. How many illegal? Question mark. How the fuck would they know that? Raise your hand if you've got an illegal gun. Yeah, it doesn't work that way. There's really no way to estimate how many street pieces are on the street. Yeah. Every gun owner is General Grievous, dude. They're gonna be like, I got 6 guns. I've never honestly had a problem with people owning guns. This has been like a misconception about my position on guns for a very long fucking time. I have no problem in theory with people owning guns. I have problems with how people get guns and which people get guns. So if you're a responsible person who's willing to go through gun training, willing to get your gun licensed, and willing to keep your gun safe, away from children, away from being easily stolen and used in another crime, I got no problem with you owning guns. You know how to handle your gun safely. I, as your neighbor, am not in danger of you accidentally letting off a round and getting noodled while I'm sitting out here. I'm fine with that. As long as you're safe, as long as you're willing to take the responsibility that comes with owning a really fucking deadly weapon, right? But if you're one of these people that's just like, fuck you, I'm just gonna get guns, no trigger discipline, fucking around in your house all drunk with your guns, you shouldn't have fucking guns. Period. Like, end of story. People whose guns are taken by their children and then used to commit fucking atrocities should go to jail. And never, ever be allowed to own a gun again. If your gun is taken out of your house and it's shown that it was just laying around somewhere and it was taken by somebody that you know or a burglar and then used in a crime, your ass goes to jail. You didn't secure your weapon. You didn't do your part. You didn't take responsibility. Guns and alcohol is a scary mix. No fucking shit. Talk about a drug that lowers your inhibitions, and then you're handling something in which you need to be functionally inhibited to handle it safely. Give me the gun. Oh, shit. Oh, God, call the gun. How many times that happened a fucking year in this country? A bunch. Those people should never have had guns in the fucking first place. Anybody involved at any level on that should go to jail. Demonstrate knowledge of safety. See, this is what I'm talking about. So I've talked about gun control here, but since it came up as a fucking topic, here's my gun control plan, okay? Here's what I think should be enacted immediately. Number one, gun shows banned. Gun show loopholes are banned because there's no such thing as a gun show anymore. You don't get to fucking hold a festival de gun and have people come in and buy it on the sly or meet you afterwards. No more private transfers of guns. No more. If you want to sell a gun from one person to another private individual, you have to go through the same steps that a gun dealer goes through. That person has to be trained, that person has to be licensed, and that gun transfer has to be above board. If you're caught selling a gun without fucking paperwork, you go to jail. You're caught with a gun that has no paperwork, you go to jail. Number three, if you are not willing to submit yourself to the licensing process that shows that you know how to handle a gun safely and that you are intending on taking that gun and storing it properly, and you can pass a psychological background check and a criminal background check that shows that you have no violent offenses on your record, then you can go down, train on your gun, and purchase it. Oh, God. Oh, God. Disagree. Who cares? I don't give a fuck if you disagree. I don't give a fuck if you disagree, dude. I should be able to just keep my gun any way I want. I got no responsibility. Everybody has to go get a license to drive a car because it's a big fucking dangerous machine. But for me and my gun, fuck you. Cringe liberal gun take. Everybody should be able to just go into a store, buy a gun, and as much as ammo as you want. Get the fuck out of here. Get the fuck up out of here. Just scared of guns, bro? I'm not scared of guns any more than you should be. Guns are a deadly weapon that can kill you from a half mile away, and you don't even know it. Guns are an extraordinarily dangerous and deadly weapon. And if you're going to be able to own one legally, you need to be able to demonstrate that you have the ability to safely handle that gun, and you need to take responsibility for that weapon. Yes, I've fired a bunch of different types of weapons. I grew up in a gun-owning household. I routinely, as a kid and a teenager, went out in the fucking country and shot every manner of weapon you can come up with. Handguns, shotguns, fucking AR-style weapons. Yep. Felt the punch of a 12 gauge. Fired off lots and lots of 9mm handguns, 38s. I've fired pretty much every type of weapon that you can think of. Like commercially available, low-scale fucking type of weapons. I haven't sat on a 50 cal or anything. I grew up around a lot of guns. That's why I don't have a let's ban guns policy, because I know a lot of people, I grew up with a lot of people who very responsibly owned their guns. Kept them stored in places that children couldn't get to. Had gun safes, trigger locks. Never knew a person who had a gun taken by one of their children and killed themselves with it, or accidentally killed a friend with it. Never. So, you know, if you are in a car accident where you're just wicked drunk and driving fucking crazy, you lose your fucking right to drive a car. But for some reason, if you fuck around with a gun, or you don't fucking stash your guns properly, you don't get a gun safe, you don't get a trigger lock, all of which are incredibly cheap in comparison to fucking guns and easy to operate, You don't do that shit. You don't get to have a gun. The first time there's an incident with your gun, you never, ever, ever, ever get to own a gun again. That means any kind of incident. That means, let's say you've got a CCW permit and you decide you're in Walmart and somebody gets in a verbal disagreement with you and you pull your weapon out. Guess who doesn't get to have a gun anymore? Fuck your CCW permit. You don't get to own your gun. You see? Fuck up once and you're done. That's it. As long as you abide by the fucking rules and use the gun the way it's properly supposed to be used, you go over to the fucking shooting range and you shoot legally, you get a hunting permit, you go hunt legally, you handle your gun well, you store your gun well, you don't whip it out in public as an argument modifier like so many fucking people do. You get to have your gun. Why are gun people so afraid of responsibility? Shouldn't they be at the forefront of talking about responsibility? All weapons are made differently. Which is why, when you purchase a weapon, you have to go get trained on that weapon and licensed for that weapon. So in my mind, here's how a gun purchase works, right? You walk into a gun store. You say, I would like to purchase that Glock 9 there. Okay. That purchase is started. The background check is started and run there. And that Glock 9 is transported to whatever the fucking bureaucratic place is, the gun DMV, right? Or a weapon just like it is already there. You go down to the gun DMV with your slip saying, I have an intent to buy this weapon. Here's the specs on the weapon. Here's my background check that shows that I'm clean. Here's the place that I'm buying it for. They take you to a shooting range back there, and you go through full training on how to properly load, unload, check the chamber on the weapon, how the safety works if it has one, how to properly handle said weapon, and you demonstrate that you can do that, fire it safely. You demonstrate your intent to purchase a proper storage for that weapon. And then you're signed off on, and you can go back to the gun store with your paperwork, or they send it electronically, and you can pick up your weapon and take it home safely and put it in your storage. The first time you fuck up with a weapon, you don't get to own guns anymore. All of your weapons are seized, and you are a non-gun owning entity for the rest of your life. That's it. One and you're done. As long as you are what you claim to be, a responsible gun owner, you have nothing to fear. Your gun rights are intact. None of that sounds like freedom. What does sound like freedom? Sitting at a country western concert in Las Vegas and then having somebody open fire with a fucking automatic assault rifle from the fucking 30th floor of a nearby hotel and kill a bunch of people? Does that sound like freedom to you? What sounds like freedom? A bunch of kids are sitting in school, in a public school, and then a crazed fuck who grabbed a fucking AR-15 from his mom, who kept it unsecured with the ammo, kicks down the door to the classroom and kills a bunch of kindergartners. Is that what sounds like freedom to you? That sound like freedom to you? A bunch of high schoolers are sitting in high school class, and all of a sudden they start hearing weird noises, and then some fucking classmate of theirs kicks the door down and shoots a bunch of them. That sound like freedom to you? Freedom to what? Get your fucking head blown off? My freedom, my freedom, my freedom. Of course it would be abused, but it would give context, right? So, people, of course, you institute this national law, people, of course, are going to operate outside of it. Guess what you can do? Guess what you can do? Deschedule drugs and reorient law enforcement towards stopping black market gun deals. Holy shit, can you imagine if every fucking oinkin' bacon pig out there was taken off the let's catch somebody smoking a doobie beat and put on the let's catch people fucking selling guns illegally in the fucking Walmart parking lot beat? Uh-oh. Now all of a sudden we can justify those high fucking police expenditures every year. Guess what? You're off the weed beat and you're on the let's keep people safe from crazy people with guns beat. Ooh. You mean we actually have to do some law enforcement? Go. People misunderstand the black market. It's one of the things that's most misunderstood when people talk about guns. They misunderstand how the black market works. 100%. So people will go like, look at Chicago. Has one of the highest gun violence rates per capita, and they banned guns years ago. Just goes to show you that this gun control stuff doesn't work. You realize you can drive for 15 minutes outside of Chicago, get outside of the jurisdictional limits, and there's gun stores everywhere? That's not even a black market. That's not even a black market sale. That's literally you getting on the freeway, driving 15 minutes out of town to some suburb and purchasing a gun. The good old gun show loophole. Still think it's ridiculous to expect neurodivergent / ex-criminals to give up their right to defense. I don't give a fuck about the right to defense for somebody who has violated somebody else's right to defense. And I also don't I don't think it's smart to have people that are certain types of neurodivergent owning weapons. I'm one of those people. I'm willing to give up my rights because I have a history of clinical depression and suicide attempts. Under my fucking laws, I would not be allowed a gun. Because it would be more dangerous for me to own a gun than it is to me to not have a gun. I do not own a gun now, no. I have never personally owned a gun. One time in my life, never. I've never purchased a gun. I've never owned a gun. I had a gun in my house for a number of years. That was a street piece that one of my exes was given by a crazy fucking prepper uncle. And we didn't know what the fuck to do with it. So I disassembled it and hid it at the bottom of a box in the back of a fucking closet. Until I finally got rid of it. That's the closest to a gun that I've ever had. What was that?
Doing okay this morning?
Yeah, I'm doing fine.
I happened with the coffee. I saw the wet mat.
Oh, dude, I fucking had a brain fart this morning when I started the coffee.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't know why the coffee machine doesn't have like a facility that will stop it for this, but I put the water in the carafe, I put it in the machine, got the coffee already, scooped it. And then I just hit start and I didn't put the carafe back in the thing.
I see.
Walked out
And then
here.
it didn't realize that it was.
It just brewed, but it all got trapped up in the top.
Yeah.
Because, like, I guess there is a little thing that keeps it from just running out onto the counter, but it gets trapped in the basket and overflows and then comes out. So there was a puddle on our thing. I was like, oh, fuck. So I had to clean out the whole goddamn coffee machine this morning and restart it. Because, dude, it was totally my fucking bad. I was literally 1/4 awake when I did it. So I'm surprised I got as far as I did with the coffee brewing. But whatever. It helped me get the rest of the way to like 3/4 awake cleaning it up.
Yeah.
So, you know, what are you going to do? I sacrificed a pot of coffee to the stoner gods this morning. I mean, all right, Pranav. I'll check out your pictures. Do you not want me to say your first name now? You changed your thing to P Rao. I can stop saying your first name if you'd like. You said you changed it because you didn't want your first name on things. Yeah, coffee faux pas, dude. Coffee faux pas. I mean, you know it, so it's not a big deal. You can still use it. I mean, yeah, I've never known you by anything else. I'm trying to figure out how long we've known each other, Pranav. I was thinking about it the other day. How long? Because I think it came up. I think Amelia asked me a question about it or something, and I was trying to fucking suss out how many years we've known each other. Like, we met back in the, like, early days of Highdeology. Well, it wasn't Highdeology back then. It was called Stick Ham and Beer back then, right? Yeah, it's got to be coming up on 10 years or so. So I'm thinking about it. Yeah, it had to be like 2010, 2011, 2012, in that zone when we met, which would put it right around 10 years. Pranav was one of the OG people to comment on Salty Paul. Yeah. No, Pranav's been around, man. It's been around the world and I can't find my baby. Kale was 1 or 2 when we first hung out. He's turning 10 next week. Jesus Christ. Yeah, so yeah. Somewhere between 8 and 9 years we've known each other. That's crazy. I forget sometimes that I've been doing this for a long time. Not necessarily this, but I've been doing this shit for a while. Please take me away from this Walmart hell I'm stuck in. I can't, bro. I'm sorry.
Go. Walk out.
Walk out, bro. What's funny, those pics I sent you, the before picture shows off my chin, as gross as it does, was about 10 years ago. The new one was from last night, and I look younger in my newer picture. That's good, dude. I don't look... I looked old in my old pictures, and I look old now. Just for different reasons. Like, the white guilt Paul picture, I look ancient in that. Like, I look probably 10 years older than I am in that picture. Just because of the sorrow in my eyes. And now I just look 10 years older than I am because I'm a hairy fuck. You know,
look 10 years older.
I don't know. Maybe not 10. How much older than I am do you think I look?
I don't think you really do.
You think I look 40-ish?
Yeah.
I'm in my early 40s.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Been around a lot of 40-ishes.
I guess so. Well, that's good then. If I look my age, then I've somehow beat the clock. You know what I mean? Because I've really done everything in my power to not age well. So If I've done it, good strong genes. I remember that DP episode where everyone dropped acid. I was doped up too. It was the apex of the DP years. Yeah, that was like a Halloween episode or something. I don't remember much about it. I tripped balls really hard that night. Being tall ages you as well. TJ looks early 40s as well. I don't know about that. I don't think TJ looks as old as I am. I think it's apparent that there's some years between TJ and I. There's like 5 years.
Yeah, I'm like, have you seen TJ's mom? He's got all the don't age genes.
Oh my god, dude. TJ's mom doesn't look a day over like 30. It's fucking insane. I don't even know what her age is because I would never presume to ask.
I think on her Twitter or something, she said that she turned 50 not too long ago.
That's fucking... Yeah. That's insane. Dude, TJ's mom is the best. She's the best. She's such a mom. Yep. And she raised two incredibly strange but incredibly free-thinking boys. And I give her fucking mad props for that, dude.
Plus Stevie.
Yep. Well, that's true. I forgot about Stevie. I was just talking about the guys I work with, but Stevie, of course, too. She's raised a range of free-thinking, genuine weirdos, and you gotta fucking love that. You gotta give props to that. I always forget Paul's only like 5 years younger than my parents. Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of people that watch me that functionally I could be their parents at this point. And that's a little weird to just contextualize in my head that a lot of my audience, I mean, I already have to deal with it with you.
You're not clearly old enough to be my dad. It's in the possible realm, not the...
It's 100% possible. I graduated high school the year you were born, so that would have meant that when I was 17, I could have knocked somebody up and you could have been the result. You know what I mean? That's totally plausible. Happens a lot. Oh, D.
You grumble.
You grouchy boy.
One of these days, you're gonna go all gray.
Yep.
Old man.
Just like Dad. Who that? Who that was? Oh, look. I mean, you know, it is what it is, bro. I'm not complaining about it. It's just as I get older, it's hard for me. Like one of the hard things for me that I've had to overcome when it comes to dealing with people that are younger than me is I assume life experience sometimes where there isn't any. And I'm not trying to talk down to every young person I know. Amelia is exempt from most of this, but it is true. I sometimes assume life experience because I've had it that isn't, you know what I mean, hasn't happened yet. Or, you know, when I was Amelia's age, I was still like, she and I would not have worked then. There's no way Amelia would have wanted to date me when I was Amelia's age. You know what I mean? I was a total fucking burnout, basically. You know what I mean? I don't know. I wasn't offering a whole lot. And I was a different person. I had a different mindset back then, you know? And contextualizing that can be interesting. So, you know, I don't subscribe to the whole age is just a number kind of crowd when it comes to differences of age in people that are in long-term relationships. I genuinely believe it's something that has to be talked about. And Amelia and I have talked about it. And You know what I mean? That made all the difference in my mind.
Like you can't just walk into it and be like, all right, we're just not going to address this.
We're
Pretend it doesn't
from
exist.
we're from two different generations. We grew up under different pressures and societal norms, and you can't ignore that. You can't. I come at things from a different angle than you do sometimes because of it. And I actually think it enriches our relationship because we've been open about it with one another and because we've talked about the implications of it. It gives us different perspectives to work from as a couple. And it's one of the things about us that I really like. So I like that. But you got to put in the work. You got to work for that. My ex refused to address it. She was 6 years younger than me, 28 and 22. Kind of think that's why it didn't work. And I was also a douche then. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I'm talking about a significantly larger age difference than 6 years, But even 6 years, depending on when you were born and when she was born, you had vastly different childhoods. Even if you date somebody who was born the same year as you,
Yeah.
this has to be addressed.
Yeah, and like really, really early adulthood, the years can make more difference. Like if you're doing it with someone that's 18 and you're even like 4 years older, that can be a huge
I got to be honest with you. I raised an eyebrow when when we first started messing around, knowing that you were the age that you were at 21. You were 21 when we started to talk and get together. And I would never fucking date a teenager, dude. There's absolutely no fucking way an 18 or 19-year-old. There's too much fucking basic building blocks of life that have to be learned. Like one of the things that really helped with you was you were a rare person who at fucking 18 you went. 18 you went out and you had been living in the fucking real world since you were 18. That made you like me. I did the same thing. I left my fucking nest at right around 18, 19, boom, hit the workforce and never stopped. And you did the same, and I think that like you having those years of experience being responsible for all that shit makes all the difference between somebody else that would have been your age, who's still in college, living with their parents. I don't think I could handle that. You know what I mean? There's no fucking way. I gotta be honest with you. 21 at the time that I got with Amelia was the absolute fucking. That was my bottom. That was it. It might have even stretched my bottom a little bit. Stretched my bottom. But yeah, no. There is no way somebody that's just coming out of high school and I are dating. There's not a fucking chance.
But I upgraded with you. You were younger than my ex, so.
Ding, ding, ding.
The weirdest is fucking Tom Cruise. He dumped all his wives at 33. Each one was 11 years younger than the last.
Doop, doop, doop. Yeah, he's just like stuck at 33.
Yeah.
Damn, her and I are around the same age, lol. Yeah.
I'm the same age as a lot of your audience.
Yeah. Amelia's 22. Three, sorry. Always have to do the math in my head. Met when you were 21. You turned 22 the first year, and then you just turned 23. Boom, 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 23.
Dude, should I ban these Delta 8 comments? Because they come up like every
Yep.
day.
Ban them up. The new "Have you tried DMT, bro?" Yep. Yup. Pretty much. That's pretty much the case. Have you done the DMT, Paul's ego?
Yeah, like talking about strains like that is like, have you tried Folgers? Well, what about this brand?
Yeah.
What about this brand?
What about U-Ban? Try U-Ban? What about Starbucks? Have you tried Starbucks? What drug you done? What drug you done? I got to be honest with you guys about I usually don't do 420 Weedcast stuff, but let me talk to you a little bit. We'll do a little aside about modern weed. Okay? I'm an old school stoner. I grew up smoking fucking brick pack. And so the actual flower that's available right now is 100% more than enough for me. I'm good on it. I have tried out some of the other like more concentrated ways of smoking. I had a dab rig for a long time. I did a lot of dabs when I lived in Washington. Every once in a blue moon, I'll get one of those little dab pins and I'll dab it up on those. And I will tell you, I infinitely prefer just sitting down and old school, grabbing my pipe, packing a little bowl, and dusting a bowl of flour. That's it. That is not saying that, like, not trying to downplay all the new ways of doing it. I know you guys get super duper high and stuff, but I found my, like, happy spot with just good bud and a little pipe and maybe a little bong at some point that I'll get myself, and that'll be it. You know what I mean? I really don't need all that extra dodextra stuff. So now everybody's coming in here going like, there's this new Delta 8 weed. I don't care to try it, man. I don't need to get any higher than I get. I keep my fucking, tolerance right about where I want it. I smoke when I need to. I smoke when I feel like smoking, and I can afford to keep the habit, and I can afford to fucking, you know what I mean, dole it out. Like I'm not shitting on people that dab or whatever. It's not my intention. I'm just saying, like, as an old school guy, flower for me, especially flower being so much more fucking like potent than it was even when I was a kid. Like, we never got bud. I remember one time I got bud that kind of reminds me of modern bud when I was in my 20s. I was probably right around Amelia's age, 23. And my ex-girlfriend had this friend of hers who was dating a dude that was a weed dealer. And she came home one day, and it was the first time I'd ever heard this. She was like, dude, I copped some White Widow. And I was like, what the fuck is White Widow? And she handed me this bag of weed, and I was like, oh my God. It was just frosty and just like, I was like, and I had a White Widow hookup through that guy for a few months. And I'm telling you, man, that was the closest I came to modern weed. And modern weed outclasses that by, a phase or two.
But ultimately, like even now, like you're not super picky about strains or anything.
No. I mean, I know the strains that I like. And so I typically get the same type of strains. But you know what I mean? I will try out different strains and shit, but I have my home base strains. I don't know why I like.
You're not like gonna go to the ends of the earth to find like one particular kind.
Yeah. There's no need. Weed is weed to me and always will be. I existed just fine in a place that didn't have legal weed. I saw a meme the other day that was like, it was one of those 4-panel memes or whatever, and it was like people in weed legal states. Oh my God, is that lemon bubble kush? And the dude is like, no man, that's white cheesecake factory kush or whatever. And then like people in southern states with no legal weed, and it's like, is that weed? And the dealer's like, yes.
Take it.
Yep. That rang very true. I mean, I'll be honest with you, weed is weed across the board. Now, when it comes to like legal state weed, that's different. Because legal state weed, they will breed 2 different strains of weeds that have different fucking effects. Like right now I'm smoking an indica. And indica has a calming, chill out, kind of relaxing effect when you smoke it. Sativa is a more kind of up, cerebral kind of a high. You know what I mean? Ultimately, they both get me pretty fucking stoned, and ultimately the end result is pretty close. But there is a subtle difference between the two. Like, I wouldn't blow a bunch of sativa right before I go to bed. You know what I mean? That's not a good, for me, that's not a good way to chill my mind out. So I might smoke a bowl of indica before I go to bed. But I'm smoking indica now in the morning because it also has really good like muscle relaxing effects. It helps me with my back and neck, which are always in a lot of pain when I wake up in the morning. So anyway, there's your 420 weed chunk. That's it. I don't want to hear no more. Cut the 420 weed now. It's a little weed philosophy. Purple Gurple Bubble Nut Sunrise.
Yep. And scene.
Yep. And scene. That's your 420 weed cast for this episode. I'm satisfied. Can we talk about how Vosh bad now? Is it time to cycle from 420 weedcast / what drug you done to Vosh bad, Vosh mad? Isn't that the next thing on the docket today for a typical Highdeology? Vosh Chad, Vosh sad, Vosh bad, Vosh mad, fans bad, Vosh fad. Like how I threw a fad in there too? Oh, damn. Like I've been looking at Reddit a little more lately because it's been a hive of scum and villainy. I went over to R Vosh. I saw a couple of memes where they like put Vosh's head on some big buff dude. You know what I mean? And I don't know if it's done ironically or if it's done like in the same vein that like Trumpies used to do that. I kind of lean towards the latter. Like, I kind of think that people are starting to put that doughy motherfucker's face on a big buff dude. But I don't know. Vosh Chad. Sorry about the disagreement we had yesterday, bro. You ain't even got to apologize. I don't even remember what we disagreed about.
Yep.
To be frank, carry no guilt.
TJ's buff character is like in the context of a superhero.
Yeah, we're superheroes in that. I'm also like 20 times fatter than I am. Well,
Yeah.
5 times fatter than I am.
And you have this hot box of
Yeah.
limber Asian women.
Well, holographic.
Yeah.
I'm sitting in the goddamn fucking, you know what I mean? I'm sitting in a holodeck. I look like I weigh like 600 pounds, and I have drones that lift me into a battle ball, you know, and we fight a dragon and a giant brain monster. Or we have no, TJ rides a dragon. I mean, come on, man. There's a difference. Twice as fat at best. Okay, all right, fair enough. Fair enough.
Yeah. The question is, how do you ratio fat? Do you go just by doubles, or?
I mean, I think I would have to be a little more than twice as fat as I am for my legs to literally be vestigial, like organs that are buried under my gut, but maybe not. I don't know. TJ and Scotty are the polar opposites in cartoon form. Paul is closest to reality. I remember, like, we were working with this, the animator that did the DFF intro. And we all had meetings with him. Actually, Scotty didn't meet with him. And so we told him kind of what we thought Scotty would want to look like. Scotty doesn't like how he's portrayed in the DFF intro. But TJ went through this whole thing like, yeah, I want to be like, when I transform, I want to be this big buff like Conan the Barbarian fucking type under there. You know what I mean? And I think that TJ and the dude assumed that I would want the same thing. Like when I was normal, I'd be a fat guy. But then like when the DFF symbol goes on, all the fat turns into muscle, you know, and I become this muscle superhero. And I was like, nah, dude, I want to be fatter than I am. Like I was like how fat? And I was like, dude, can't walk on your own fat. Like I want to be so fat that my arms and legs look like little, you know what I mean? And then I kind of went through the whole idea of like having to be lifted or having a chair. I think I told him like a chair that flies around. And then I came up with the battle ball, and he ended up at like creative licensing the, you know, sexy Asian women and blah, 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 whatever, giving me massages in the steam room, and then becoming holograms that turn into drones that lift me into it. I thought it was cool. But yeah, TJ wanted to ride a dragon. He wanted a dildo that turned into a battle axe.
A banana that turned into
a banana that turned into a dildo that turned into a battle axe, and he got that. And he wanted to ride a dragon, and he wanted to look like Conan. So, you know. Dude, here's $27.99. I'm actually drunk. Subseed to bread tube. Krecklau, why are you so drunk early in the day? What's going on with you, Krecklau?
Oh.
I mean, I can't really talk. I'm stoned early in the day, but I mean, that's a little different.
So Scotty just got Kaisered, and that was it.
Well, yeah, we were like... The dude kind of just made him M. Bison, and we never said M. Bison. M. Bison's a character from fucking Street Fighter 2 that looks exactly like Scotty with the red hat and the fucking cape and the whole nine. We kind of told the guy like an old, you know, fucking Prussian general type thing. Like a Kaiser. He's known as Kaiser Scotty, so we want him to look like an old style general. And that guy's interpretation of an old style general was M. Bison, basically. And Scotty didn't like it. He also didn't have input on his like powers or anything. Like I don't know why Scotty wasn't in on that meeting, but he just wasn't. Maybe he was out of town when it had to go down or something. So we just did our best to relay what we thought he'd want. But Scotty's really doesn't like the way he's portrayed in it. He likes the beginning. He envisioned the beginning of him sitting in a big like boardroom type of place doing like paperwork or whatever in a big high rise. Like he got input on that. He likes that part, but he doesn't necessarily like the fact that he's in a plane. Like he doesn't think that he should have like some special like spaceship that he flies around in. And he thinks his powers are just kind of generic. Like he flies and does a Hadouken. Like he wanted some different kind of thing where he controls a swarm of bots that do his bidding or whatever the fuck. And that's, when he's talked about how he would change the intro, that's one of the feedbacks that he's given about it. And he would look very different.
Well, might be time to update it at some point.
Oh, it's definitely time. It's high past time. We've had the same intro now for 3 years. It's definitely time to put a new coat of paint on it.
Maybe do something a little shorter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's over long, which is kind of sad. I mean, I feel like what we're going to end up doing is getting a long version made, and then but having it made with the idea of it cutting down to a shorter 20-second intro. You know what I mean? And then for special events, we can play the big long one, and it'll be kind of a treat when people get to see it. But for the most part, launch in a little quicker than a minute 30 or whatever, a minute 20. Our current intro is about a minute 20. And
just to appeal to more people, so it's not like, what's this?
Right.
Oh, what's this?
Right. So, but yeah, no, it's time. It's something that we've talked about. I don't know that it will happen anytime in the short term, but in the middle distance, there's a change to the intro probably coming. Scotty will definitely be at the next intro meeting. Would you go for something similar or quite different? I want to do something kind of similar. Like for me, if we and there's talk of us maybe switching it up a little bit, but I think we want to stick with this 80s cartoon intro, 80s/90s action cartoon intro kind of aesthetic that we want. And if that's the case, I would just like to update the battle ball. Like have the battle ball. I would like to be, the same as I was, maybe even fatter and more grotesque, to be honest with you. Like, I really like the way my character's presented in the intro, but I could see him being like Pearl from fucking Blade 2. You know what I mean? Just like literally so fat, like the Baron Harkonnen, with like 3 chins, just like
more jowly.
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to do jowly with the beard.
Yeah.
The beard is meant to hide jowls, but I'd like to see maybe even the body just get bigger and more floppy. Like, I would love him to put my lunch lady arms in there really, like, strongly flapping or something, and do some kind of new intro. Like, I've been working on the battle ball, so maybe the battle ball starts off normal. We've actually talked about a possible, maybe I'm revealing too much. We've talked about a possible Voltron intro, where it's like each one of us, like TJ's dragon becomes the head. Whatever Scotty ends up choosing for his vehicle, he's talked about wanting a tank. Like being, like riding at the head of a tank. Like actually standing on the tank and pointing where to shoot it and shit. So maybe Scotty's tank becomes that. And then the battle ball jumps into this big spider thing. So it's like, the battle ball has to fight another, maybe during the intro, the battle ball has to fight something bigger and it's not working from the air. And so that it just settles into the center of this big spider thing. And that becomes the arms and legs of the Voltron. Right? Not a Power Rangers was a Voltron ripoff. And so that's what we're thinking is like we all have a vehicle. Or at least that's what I'm not saying that's what we're all thinking, but we've talked about it before. We all have a vehicle. The battle ball is a spider pod now. Scotty's got a cool futuristic tank that he stands on the bow of and points at what he wants it to shoot at. TJ loves his dragon, so he just keeps his cyber dragon. And then something huge comes and we're all like, oh, we can't defeat it. And so we fucking come together and form DFF, you know what I mean? And just DFF Tron and beat the fuck out of it, intro over, you know what I mean?
Dude, no one's stopping you drawing the guys as Care Bears. Can't guarantee that they'll like it, but you can do it.
Do it. The songs should be Power Rangers like. You're kind of obsessed with us doing a Power Rangers intro, and none of us really, we liked the Power Rangers as kids, but none of us really revere the Power Rangers. So.
Dude, if it was up to fucking Peyton, it would be a Ben 10 intro.
Definitely. It would be a Ben 10 intro for sure. You waving your meaty, fatty arm should send a violent gust of wind at the enemy monster. That would be, you know what? Maybe I'm being closed-minded because I think that the structure of a Power Rangers intro and type of monster would be good. Because think about it, we could have a normal sized monster that we fight when we're normal sized, and then literally like Susan Wojcicki could show up and say, "Grow, my monster," and the monster goes. We're all like, "Oh no!" And then we form fucking, the Megazord, and we beat the fuck out of it. Intro over. Yeah, she's the Rita Repulsa, dude. A Pokemon intro? No. Favorite cartoon as a kid had to be Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I was obsessed with the first run of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Got them fresh Trapper Keepers.
Oh, I still have them, yeah.
Yeah.
I got like fucking collector's edition Trapper Keeper fucking shit, dude. I bet I could sell them motherfuckers. Trapper Keepers. Yeah, no, I had to be the Ninja Turtles. I was obsessed with some Ninja Turtles when I was a kid. Loved me some Ninja Turtles.
It'd be cool to like integrate something kind of like the Bayonetta dude, like the big fat guy, and he's like all surprised, and he's like,
Oh yeah. Dude, I love the whole fatness of my character. I would never want to have it turned into like some kind of buff guy. I love that he just gets more blubbergumptious. I was into a lot of cartoons as a kid, though. That was my favorite at one point in my life when it came out. Before Ninja Turtles came out, I watched a lot of Voltron. I watched a lot of Mask, which is a really cool old forgotten. That's kind of my vision for the intro. That was what I was thinking more than a Power Rangers vibe, but the Power Rangers vibe might work better. But Mask was a show about a bunch of dudes, and those dudes each piloted a badass vehicle. So when the bad guy would come, the masked guys would fight them with guns and stuff until it was time, and then they would summon their badass vehicles. And one guy was real fast and had a motorcycle with machine guns. One dude flew a fucking helicopter, and I do believe that certain mask vehicles could combine into a bigger mask vehicle, and that was kind of like my thought process or my vision for a possible new intro, basing it on that Mask. And go watch the Mask intro, by the way, from the 80s, and tell me it's not one of the most... Baby, can you play it on your phone? Yeah. It won't get me copyright struck. Find the Mask intro music, dude. It's just so badass. Just the music is badass. It's like almost disco-y and Baroque. I love it. It's so actiony. I would love like an intro song that's a little more.
About, or no?
No, that's the Mask. Oh, so Mask. Search Mask. You have to put a period after each one. So M period A period S period. Sorry, I should have told you that. Yeah. And then just do intro.
Another assumption of my life experience.
Yep. See, dude, in process, life experience assumption just happened.
There we go.
You found it. Mask! Is that as high as it'll go? Crank it. Listen to this shit. Listen to this. That's so hot. Look at this shit. my mask. Dude, that's so dope. Oh, man. I used to be so hyped when I was a kid.
Sorry.
It's okay. I had it cranked. Dude, the 80s knew how to do intros for sure. See, that's the aesthetic that I'm really looking for in an intro. Not necessarily the animation aesthetic. I want it to be a little more overblown than that, a little more funny than that. But I would love for us to do like an old school 80s slash metal crossover bop for the DFF intro. I know Marshall could fucking whip one up, dude. I could even help too now that me and Marshall are working together. It'd be pretty dope. Come up with a new intro song based on the structure of the current one that just adds a little bit of that 80s synth flair up in that motherfucker. Throws down a little bit of that fucking vocaloid shit. Matt. D D D F, you know, D F F F. I can't. How would we do it? We couldn't do it like the Mask song, but you know, deep fat fried.
What if it made like a gorilla bot instead of a spider bot for you?
Oh yeah, that'd be cool. That would be
Your
cool.
lunch lady arms going.
Oh yeah, dude, my lunch. I like that, a gorilla bot instead of the spider bot. I like it. Mask. Yeah, dude, my Zord. I just go into the chest of a gorilla that's all, and the battle ball just goes, and he powers up, and he's got big lunch lady arms. He still flies. That's how he flies. He's a big fat gorilla that just flaps his big lunch lady arms. Big beer bellied, overweight fucking gorilla. Oh my god. This is it. This is the one, dude. Yeah, he tears the head off of Godzilla. Yeah. Godzilla shows up to try and help. And Kongbot is just like pulls his head off and throws it at the fucking monster we're fighting.
Or TJ's dragon just turns into Godzilla and you guys fight Mecha Godzilla together.
That would be pretty
You just
funny.
can't make it look too much like Godzilla.
Yeah, well, of course.
Stupid Toho.
Yeah, Toho sucks. I mean, their movies are cool, but they suck as far as allowing people to get people interested in their movies. Uses head and spine like a flail, yeah, just like whipping fucking Godzilla's spine. He's still spewing his nuclear fire out, so it's like a fucking laser whip. Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah, dude. Guten Abend from Germany. Guten Tag, my German friend. What does Guten Tag mean that Guten Abend doesn't mean? Can you help me out with that? Is Guten Tag a proper response to when somebody says Guten Abend? It's evening. Guten Tag is evening. Abend is evening. What is Tag? Good day. But would Tag be, so if somebody said Guten Abend to you, would it be improper for you to say Guten Tag back? I know Guten Morgen is good morning, right? So that would specify morning. I didn't know Abend was night. Or Abend is evening. Guten Nacht would be night, right? So it would be kind of weird if somebody said Guten Abend to me and I said Guten Tag back. I need to learn how to at least greet people in every different language. Rosetta Stone. Streckt aus deinen Heisen Galakten. Streckt aus deinen Heisen Galakten. Streckt aus deinen Heisen Galakten Schwanz. Jans. Heisen du schnell. Reinen Raut. Heisen du Schweinen, and it spritzt, it spritzt, it spritzt, it spritzt. Dum da dum dum dum. Feuer, dum da dum dum dum. Feuer. Sorry. That's the only German I know, and it's horrible probably because it's 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 from Joe's Garage. It's about a dude fucking a mechanical pig. Du, du hast mich. That's all I know. From there, I just do in the Vlagen, Hickenstein, and Hagen, Dugen, Fliegen, Dagen. Oh, nine. Oh, yeah, I don't know what they're saying there. Sprechen, Schlechen, Laken, Hude, Fragen, Schliegen, Dageduden. Oh, nine. Oh. Love it. Close enough. Yeah. Mother, do you think they'll drop the bomb? Mother, do you think they'll like this song? Mother, do you think they'll try to break my balls? Ooh, mother, should I build the wall? Mother, should I trust the government? Or no, mother, should I run for president? Not right, D. Mother, should I trust the government? Mother, will they put me in the firing lines? Ooh, is it just a waste of time? Hush now, baby, baby, don't you cry. Mother's gonna check out all your girlfriends for you. Mother won't let anyone dirty get through. Mother's gonna keep you right here under her wing. She won't let you fly, but she might let you sing. Mother's gonna keep baby healthy and clean. Ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. Ooh, babe. You'll always be baby to me. I need an easy friend. Yeah, dude. Sorry, I was singing wrong there. Forgot how to sing. Strain. You gotta strain like you're taking a dump. That's got to be the meme of the decade, to me, is Puddle of Mud covering Nirvana. The meme of the decade. It's made especially bad because like Post Malone did an actually fucking kick-ass Nirvana tribute where he played a bunch of Nirvana songs, and then like Puddle of Mud went into this professional ass studio and just butchered Nirvana, dude. That's got to be the meme of the fucking decade for me. Yeah, Post Malone just sets up like a casual live stream and ends up turning it into like one of the coolest Nirvana tribute concerts I've ever seen. And Puddle of Mud goes to an $800 an hour studio and sits down and shits out, I need an easy friend. Just like, oh my fucking God. Puddle of crud, dude. Struggle of Bud, yeah. The struggle of Bud, dude. Puddle of blood. Man, they suck. They always sucked, though. Like, they came on the scene when nu metal came out, and they were just like the worst nu metal shit. Just like the most forgettable, shitty nu metal shit that you ever heard. I love the way you look at me. I love the way you smack my ass. And just like, ugh. Garbage fucking. She fucking hates me. Well, I know why. Because you suck. I'm aware of why she fucking hates you, for sure. Has everything to do with the fact that you fucking suck.
Dude, I don't know if you're still going with the intro, but like you could do like some Fighting Boys. You had to break up the fight between TJ and Scotty. It's like, we gotta go do this.
Dude, we'd all be fighting in reality. I just don't know if we have time for so much narrative.
Yeah.
If we want it to be short and sweet, it's got to be like, pretty much everybody gets into their big giant thing and we let me just say for the record, Limp Bizkit's album Significant Other is the best they ever made. Let me just say for the record that you're wrong. And let me just correct you by saying the only really genuinely transcendently good album that Limp Bizkit ever made was $3 Bill, y'all. And then after that, it fell off pretty sharp. We got fucking chocolate starfish and the hot dog flavored water after that, which had a couple of hits on it, but was a way, way worse fucking record. And then we had what do you mean you can't take it? What can't you take about their best album?
I mean, it's cool if you just don't like Limp Bizkit, and none of their albums are great to you, but
They had one good fucking album. $3 Bill, y'all, is that's a fucking great album. There were some good cuts on Chocolate Starfish. They hadn't fallen all the way off yet. I'm not saying Chocolate Starfish is a 100% bad record, but it is not as good as fucking $3 Bill, y'all. And it just goes downhill from there, all the way to like Behind Blue Eyes. That's when I tuned out. When he covered fucking Behind Blue Eyes, I was like, no more Limp Bizkit for me. You disregarded my life. You disrespected my friends. You've even stolen your appearance from hanging around with my family. I should have never dropped my guard so you could stab me in the back. But you were freaking me out. Freaking me out, you wear a mask. Freaking me out, you wear a mask called counterfeit. You're freaking me out, you wear a mask called counterfeit. You're freaking me out, you wear a mask called counterfeit. You're freaking me out, you wear a mask called counterfeit. Dude, that, oof. Oof. Do you care for Linkin Park? I liked Linkin Park. I actually got to see Linkin live one time at a festival, and they rocked the fucking house, dude. Had one of the nastiest pits of the day, which I did not expect. With the lineup that I saw, I did not expect that Linkin Park was going to have the nastiest, maybe the nastiest pit of the day, but they did, man. They whipped that fucking crowd up, dude. Chester was amazing. Dude, to be able to see him do his fucking thing live and to realize that that band was not just a studio band. They were not. That fucking band was the real deal. See, I didn't know that. I was not a huge fucking, and I'm not going to perpetrate like I was a huge fan. But when I saw them live, I was like, oh shit. This is not a studio band. This band is like a sit down and fucking play it live type of band. Holy shit. Chester had more than pipes, dude. Chester had more than pipes. He was fucking like unbelievable. Unbelievable, dude. That was a great performance. I'm glad I can remember it as clearly as I can. I wish I could remember it better. I wish there was video of it so I could go back and revisit, that shit. Oh my God, dude. That whole band, though, dude. Let's fucking Chester. I'm not going to lie. Chester Bennington, rest in peace. centerpiece of that band. But I'm telling you, that whole fucking band was tight, Marshall. Everybody in that band was tight. Just blew me away. Had the crowd going nuts. 2 big old fucking nasty pits for Linkin Park at a show where fucking the Deftones played, at a show where Mudvayne played. I mean, fucking crazy.
Go rescue your ball.
Mudvayne was another band that, like, tragic, because they were not a fucking studio band either. They were dope as fuck live. Dude, Mudvayne may have had the tightest bassist to come out of that era of music. That fucking...
First. Hold on. Alright, we'll get your ball now.
It's ball time, yep.
I had to get the straw off his nose first.
Of course.
Come here.
Well, you'd like my friend Morgan's music then, Taco Face Fart. He's an accomplished flautist and also a fellow worshiper of Tull, and loved back in his live days to bust a flute out and prance around stage with it. And he was great at it. He doesn't really have a band right now. You can see his SoundCloud, or I think it's a SoundCloud. If you go to Google and search Mocrux27, MOCRUX27, all one word, the first hit will be his SoundCloud, I think. And that's actually got a bunch of old shit that we did together way back on it as well, but you can hear his band there.
What's the matter?
Hmm?
Yeah, you just looked at him concerned.
Oh, no. D, come here.
I did get that straw out your face. Straw man.
Dude, I could have Amelia play you one of the songs.
Yeah.
Actually, on YouTube, you can do it.
Yeah.
You can go to my channel and it's on the playlist. It's on the Burn the Couch playlist. You can hear some of Morgan's flute. He loved to work in the flute. A lot of people think that this song that I'm about to play you is mean-spirited, but it isn't. Morgan likes big girls. It's called My Girlfriend Left a Floater, I think is the name of it.
I don't see that in here.
Let me see. Oh, shit. I hit something.
No,
Fuck.
it's okay.
I'm an idiot.
You're not an idiot. There we go.
It's 2 whole sheet panties. That's the one.
Yeah.
It's all Morgan.
She's my hefty gal, 350 pounds of love, and she likes hanging round when I have lots of grub. Dig in, girl, don't be shy. Lob me a crowbar and I'll open your thighs. She's a 10 on my scale, a ton on hers.
No, dude, Morgan's got a crazy voice.
The skin all up on her back is ripping. When will she learn? Damn silly girl. Dig in, girl, don't be shy. Lob me a crowbar and I'll open your thighs. She's a big girl, but she's my girl. When she spins, she makes tornadoes. It's like I'm taking a swim every night, and she comes in handy when I get in
Beyond the limitations of skeletal and physical requirements. Definitely a significant source of craft. Well, let's
I'm just
just
gonna
say
let it
hi
play
to
out
the
because
dog for
you guys are liking it.
She wants to leave me, but where would she go? Gotta drop half her weight just to get out the door. Where's she gonna find another man to pump her bed soles? Empty hope she didn't know that her two-hole sheet panties give a mean camel toe. She's a big girl, but she's my girl. When she spins, she makes tornadoes. It's like I'm taking a swim every night, and she comes in handy when I get in a fight. Oh, get down, sweet. Woo. Get down.
I love him.
Sweet. Oh shit.
Oh my God. By the way, that is Rodney, who you guys met briefly, who came to visit me recently here and did a little quick Highdeology with me on the guitar. So Rodney played the guitar and I think wrote some of the lyrics for that song. Morgan performed and did the flute. So there you go. That's two whole sheet panties there. Morgan's love letter to big women everywhere. He loves them. He actually does. Morgan's I don't mean to make fun of him. Morgan's not a huge dude. He's kind of a small guy. And the ladies that he has dated throughout his life have not been small ladies. So, comes from a point of genuine love. He loves them, man. He loves them a big, yeah, he's a chubby chaser. He loves it. Sweet. What a mean guy. No, he's great. Morgan is fucking great. So go check out Mocrux 27. There's a lot of his older music on there. I particularly recommend the time that he spent with the band the Skunk Junkies. There's a 1998 recording session that he did with a band called the Skunk Junkies, and there's some bangers on that, man. That band was tight. Had a drummer that we knew from high school, who I don't know why we never picked him up for Apple Nasty. Maybe he wasn't interested or we didn't know about him at the time. Guy that goes by the name of Brandon Swallow. And he was just a fucking tight-ass drummer. And that band was dope. That band was real dope. So go check him out if you liked that song. And you can also check out the playlist Burn the Couch here on this channel. Morgan shows up more than once on that as well. Hey, Paul, when are you going to get the chance? Can you read my super chat? Sorry, bro. I missed it. There it is. Hey, Paul. Here's some money for the years of entertainment and escape. First saw you on DP. Loved you ever since. Have any plans of making your own vid? What am I doing right now, bro? But yeah, thank you. The Skunk Junkies also covered two, I think, Apple Nasty song. There's a song called Grapes and More that was an old school, like 1994, 95 Apple Nasty song that me, Rodney, and Morgan all wrote during a stoned, drunken night as kids. And then there's one called Madtown on there that was also written in that same era. Apple Nasty sounds like sour cider. Apple Nasty is Carlo Rossi blush. Or really any Carlo Rossi non-red. Whatever we could get our hands on. So that was our little inside term for, hey man, I got a jug of Apple Nasty. You guys want to get together tonight? Because a jug of Apple Nasty could get 3 dudes fucked up. Yeah, Dope Smoking Hippie is great. You dope smoking hippie, get out of my face. Anybody know any good bassists? Not anymore. Life as a Nun, yeah, Rodney actually wrote that song, and he co-wrote that song. Like he played guitar for that song. He wrote the guitar riff for that song, and then Morgan did a performance of that song, and it's pretty awesome. Yeah, there's a lot of old Apple Nasty lore woven through Morgan's SoundCloud page, so. Go over there and show him some love and appreciation. One talented motherfucker. One of the most multi-talented people I've ever seen in my life. Dude could shred on guitar. Dude could play multiple instruments at proficient levels. Played piano, played fucking flute. Dude was one of the greatest singers I ever personally worked with. Great musical theater actor, just great actor in general. He actually played Hedwig in a traveling performance of Hedwig and the Angry Inch, which is one of the fucking most crazy parts that you can get in a musical theater show, and he was awesome in it. Dude is just like a fucking shocking talent. Yeah, Marshall's new song dropped today. Go check that out. Just linked in the chat. Definitely check it out on SoundCloud too, if you like it. Or sorry, yeah, Spotify. Sorry, I get them mixed up. I'm a boomer. Check them out on Spotify. That helps to ensure that Marshall gets compensated for what he does, and all you got to do is listen over there. So go listen to it on Spotify. There you go. Marshall just linked the Spotify link. Everybody click that shit. Add it to listen later or listen now. I don't give a fuck.
Just loop it endlessly for 12 hours on your computer.
Yep. Just leave that shit looping.
So fucking Justin Bieber got to the top. Like, one of my friends was a huge Justin Bieber fan. She's like, I'm just gonna leave it on loop all night.
Pushed him right to the top, man. Marshall has merch, right? How do we get it? If you go to Marshall's channel and look at any of Marshall's YouTube videos, I believe his merch, what of it is available. I know he does runs of it, so I don't know if there's a bunch available right now or if there is, but you'll find the links there.
Didn't he say he was getting you a hoodie?
Huh?
Didn't he say he was getting you a hoodie?
I think so. MarshallManson.com. There you go. That's the link then. Marshall with 1 L. Don't make the mistake I do all the time and try and put 2 L's on Marshall. It's 1L. Yep. Go cop some merch. Go support your local indie artist. Friend of the show. All around good guy, Marshall Manson. I'm definitely a guy that loops one song for like an hour. Yeah, I mean, I can get stuck on a song too. It doesn't happen all the time to me, but a lot of times I'll get stuck on a single song.
Yeah, I've been doing that with like one of Ninja's old songs, like when he was just Watkin Tudor Jones.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, it doesn't happen super often to me, but every once in a while I'll get like, just, I'm on repeat with a song all day.
It's called Swiss.
Swiss. Okay, you sundogging it.
Getting dirty.
Cracking them knuckles.
I'll get wrapping up soon.
Yep. I probably have to, huh? Well, I'm going to go ahead and end it. I'll see you later. Bye.